Very quick silencer pick coming out here from HellRaisers. They have run the Sanking silencer before in the tournament. I think did they have silencer in their match against VP, the really close game? I can't remember.
I don't believe so. I think most of the time it got banned out in the second phase before they could pick it.
Yeah. They're going to get their hands on it this time, and that's going to be an immediate Bat Rider ban from Newbee. They don't want to play against Bat Silencer. No need to do that. I'm going to see if HellRaisers look for another type of catch that they can use global together with, such as like the Legion Commander that was run by Newbee in the last game, or if they will take it in a different direction. I honestly liked HellRaisers' draft last game and what they were trying to do and what they were thinking. I think they just didn't execute it well enough, but their idea was good. Replacing Warlock for Silencer changes the dynamic of the lineup a lot, though. There's the Legion ban as well, by the way, for Newbee, so not going to happen.
This turns into the unbelievable great team fight of HR, which Newbee or Silencer can't do anything about. So I'm starting to think about also the Newbee ways of getting out of the silence. Shadow Shaman's not going to have one of those unless he can get a Yule Scepter, but if he's got that, they've already won the game more than likely. Puck can build into the same kind of thing, but then maybe some Manta carriers. Is it better to actually run this Puck in the hands of KP? So all he's got to do is blink Dream Coil, and then he's kind of done his job for the start of the fight. Everything else just goes into place after that. And a Bounty Hunter. Ooh. You want someone who can get into the back lines, a Bounty Hunter will do that for you.
This is very interesting with mid Puck because of how dominant Puck is in the lane. If you combine that with Bounty Hunter, there's very few heroes that stand in that mid lane and have a decent time even. So could be that they put the Puck mid for that reason, but I liked your idea of putting it off lane on KP as well in this game. I think that's fine. Assuming it's a support silencer, Puck is actually pretty good against that, as weird as that might sound, because you can phase shift the last word and not take damage from that. So there's the possibility of getting a decent Puck game. Global is annoying, very annoying.
Yep.
But you can play around the other silencers.
As long as you got vision and you got strength out of the other two cores, you're probably not going to be as concerned if you're Newbee. And they probably have a lot of confidence after the last game. Like the start of the game was pretty good for HellRaisers overall. There were some definite trade-offs, but the Lone Druid was still getting a lot. So it probably felt like the early game was very, very balanced, if not a little bit more favor in HR. And then they just got this mid-game confidence, which is also when the Bounty Hunter's going to hit his peak. You just look for this sweet spot where Mugi finally has some damage or the ability to at least survive in the fights, and SC is just able to then more freely move around. So I'm kind of like, I don't know if SC would actually play the Puck or not.
Yeah.
If it's his style of hero.
He's good on it, I think, but options are open.
Sven's also an interesting choice against the Puck.
It's a bit surprising.
Like, you phase shift the Stormbolt fairly easily.
Yeah.
So even if this is an off-lane Puck, like, KP's going to feel more confident with it. Unless he gets hit by Burrow Strike, then he won't feel confident about Jack.
It's a bit surprising they pick Sven blindly like this. There's no like thing about this Newbee lineup that Sven is particularly good against, except having...
He's actually bad against the Newbee lineup. The Bounty Hunter will scout out his stacks.
Yeah,
like they could potentially contest it. It's...
Track offsets the move speed from the Warcry. Warcry is obviously pretty nice to have against Shaman wards, so you get all the armor.
They must just be committing into like a big team fight, like pick up a Darkseer, vacuum into a Stormbolt, and clean him up.
They could definitely play that. 33 plays a great Darkseer.
Yeah.
And
then you can run the SK Darkseer, Dual Love, Silencer can support the Sven bottom or run mid.
Darkseer is a
these are
nice
options.
Pick. Darkseer is definitely a nice pick right now. Bounty Hunter is a bit annoying though. If Darkseer has a hard lane, he's gonna leave the lane and want to go into the jungle, and then Bounty Hunter can like follow you and be a nuisance and steal at least half the experience as his minimum annoyance.
He'll also continuously steal that rune from the top. And a life stealer. So we have a carrier for Bounty Hunter, a hero which Mugi played a lot back when he was known as U9. So Newbee are gonna bring it all back to you now.
This is surprising.
This is S Club Newbee.
This is a hero that is generally regarded as countered by Sven, at least to a major extent, because Sven has all that armor against the Feast, and he can man-fight you. Most carries have to yield and run away. Sven doesn't care. He just pops all his stuff and just starts smacking into your open face, and then, you know, you're the one who has to run.
Enigma. Alright.
I'm liking this HellRaisers lineup a lot against what Newbee has right now. I'm really liking it. I think this is a bigger draft advantage than any team had in game number 1.
I'm just wondering if they get the lane advantage. That's my issue. Like, yeah, the lineup looks good, but do they get the money to make this work? Is the jungle going to get very, very crowded very quickly?
He just needs to be... I think the main hero to look out for in this game is the Enigma, how good his game is going to be. If the Enigma can't really lane and the Bounty Hunter runs after him, it can be tricky. But Enigma is an exceptionally good counter pick against Lifestealer later on in the game. Black Hole is annoying. They have no Black Hole counter at all on Newbee's team, actually.
You're going to have Dream Call from range, and then if you get the Aghanim Scepter as well, it
doesn't break it anymore.
It doesn't actually break it?
The coil, the Axe Coil only pierces BKB on the run out break. It doesn't break it on the initial cast. So there's actually no counter to BKB Black Hole right now. In this game. There is no play for Newbee. It's even difficult for them to try and reach and kill the Enigma during, because the Lifestealer can't really get around him, and he will probably be targeted in the hole.
If he's trapped, you can get the Shuriken toss bounce, but again, it's all about the BKB, and yet DP, they needed, I don't know if they actually needed the full push, because they already get a decent amount of that from this Ven and the Enigma, but a lot of sustain in lane. Difficult to kill the mid now.
This draft is very good. Oh, good hero against Bounty Hunter. Just, siphoning.
And Sniper! SC's gonna have the range!
Interesting.
Who needs to actually stun the Enigma when you can just kill the Enigma? And the Enigma will be played by 33. So it's his offlaner. Puts the SK into the roamer and J4 into the safe lane support.
So this sniper pick is very nice because that's one thing HellRaisers lineup doesn't have. It's not particularly good at getting into the back line, but it's very good at taking the front line fight. Nobody can really find the sniper. Sven will have to get like a blink into stun on him when he's somehow showing, or the Sand King can set up, but I like this pick a lot from Newbee. I still prefer HellRaisers draft though, in spite of this. But we'll see how it all goes.
I can just see Newbee outplaying HellRaisers with that.
Of course.
That's my concern right now.
That's how Dota is, man. Sometimes the better team wins, you know.
Sometimes
the better team wins.
Draft is meant to decide everything, Cinder. And what is this?
Sounds like
team.
Sounds like a pretty boring game.
Yeah.
You just do the draft and then you run it through a machine, and then your draft is statistically better. You won the game. Well played.
You remember those old sites? They actually had that.
Yeah.
Like you could actually draft against somebody else, then it will tell you who won the draft and who lost the draft.
Yeah, it can simulate it, but you can't really. There's no tool right now that will truly understand what the teams are doing. Like you can simulate. Okay, it has to guess what the lanes are, and then it can cross-check heroes' win rate against each other and whatnot. But there are so many factors. Like then maybe you just put different lanes, or maybe you just have different roles than what it thinks you're doing. All this kind of things makes it very, very difficult to do a true simulation.
SC is just taking like Halo animations and put it onto his gun.
Yeah.
Like,
what is that weapon? Is that a new one?
And with like the little medic symbol appearing in front of his eye.
Cannon of the Occultist's Pursuit. Gift from Sax that says Newbee CSGO. SCCCC.
See, that's where Newbee's going to put their money. Wings funded a League of Legends team. Newbee is funding their CSGO team. Predictions! Team with the most amount of Roshan kills.
Newbee.
Yeah.
I mean, the HR line was better at taking Roche, but we think Newbee is the stronger team.
Number of Ancient Camps stacked by 30 minutes. This could easily be stacked 16 to 20.
I'm going to go with 11 to 15.
That's a pretty safe bet.
But there's going to be a lot. That's true. There should be a lot.
I'm going to say 16 to 20.
All right. Total number of play deaths by 10. 6 to 10, maybe? 6 to 10. I'll do 6 to 10. There's going to be a couple of kills.
By 10 minutes, yeah, 6 to 10, I'm okay with it. It might be 0 to 5. It could be a very, very passive start to the game.
First Roshan kill?
Well, that's Newbee.
I'm actually starting to second guess myself. I just like this HellRaisers lineup so much.
They got a lot of sustain, and I see Newbee being able to contest the Roshan easier. Yeah. That's where my concern is.
It's fine. Yeah, it's fine.
We don't have to be together, Sim. We can be against each other.
No, it's just I'm talking to myself. Like either I put both. I don't put Newbee on most Roches and then put HR on first Roche. Like that's a really, really sick guess if you're right. Then you're like, okay, HR gonna get the first Roche and then Newbie get 2 after that.
That's one of those things where like you guess it, then you call it forever. It's like I knew this was gonna happen. Like I knew Admiral Bulldog was gonna feed himself to Roshan, and then all of a sudden they win the fight against EG because they're all so stupid to run in.
Yeah. I guess if you put 2, if they get a Roche kill each, then you're also right by saying most kills. So there's a bit of a buffer there, I suppose. So mid lane, Kaiser is going to have a really hard time because this bounty hunter is super annoying, and he has a friend who's also super annoying and very triggering voice and a stupid headshot sound. So
it really is freaking stupid. Those ducks can die. Very simply. Interesting though, like HR, like they're watching the movement of Kaka more than they're actually watching him in the mid lane. They put the Observer and Sentry further north. And Kaka, well, if you wanted a good indication that Ancients are being stacked right now, that's probably the best thing, as the Granite Golem just walked down into the mid lane. Is that bottom lane? Yeah, 33's in trouble. Faith and Mugi, open wounds and Ether Shock. A lot of early damage to come from this. And Kaka's forced to retreat away from the mid. The danger of playing the Enigma in the off. I'm actually wondering how
Kaiser will be in trouble in mid now. Shrapnel.
Pyro Strike's creating a little bit of space. Millen's trying to body block it. Kaiser is low, and they may have to change their target. Not exactly what SC wanted to do. In fact, he turned around to CS after realizing he's not going to get what he wants. But Kaiser's got the salve to burn, so he's going to be okay with this once he can get out of range.
He needs to be careful not to get shrapnelled. He's flasking here. So he's going to go very far back.
33's leaving. Bounty Hunter. This Observer Ward on bottom lane can stalk the Enigma so closely. And then he can just leech experience. Or potentially, Sniper could creep and or snipe the Enigma if he gets low. Speaking of low, Burrow Strike into that Spirit Siphon. Where's the help? Bounty Hunter is currently after the Enigma. So SC with the Crypt Swarm Burrow Strike, they'll find that kill. At the same time, KP died up on top lane.
Yeah, they found the kill with the Sven Silencer combination. I guess they might have baited him into using his Phase Shift and then got a Stormhammer connection. Then that is a fairly easy kill now. Kaka trying to steal the Centaur. He actually got it. Very nice by Kaka there. But
problem is he's going to die. That's a Malefice. Okay. He's got his invis back again.
Oh, Dust!
It reaches him.
Yeah, and he's slowed. He has to tango to get out of it. A very nice play here from Kaka. Good heads-up play. If he doesn't tango there, he's dead. He
Pyro Strike's available. Faith is here. The shock! The Pyro Strike! It goes into Kaka, but he's still tanky enough with the attack into a shackle. They hold him there, and Kaka back into invis. Looking for the attack onto the Enigma. Well, at least get the slow Ether Shock. It's only level 1, but Faith pushing into the trees. One hit, he'll need a second, plus the Ether Shock to get the kill. 33 similarly blocked by Millen through the tree line. Burrow Strike up. Shadow Shaman now going to get Malphite stunned up himself by the Enigma with the range attack and the Caustic Finale pop. It is going to be Faith who dies.
Very beautiful sequence of plays there all around for both teams. Like that Bounty Hunter play was super nice. He has one Tango left and a Clarity, and if he can't break his Invis there, he's dead. It slows him way too much, the 20% slow on the Dust, so he Tangos out of Invis to get the move speed, immediate connection from Shaman to save him, and get the kill, and then the turnaround later on when Sanking respawns, and Faith is diving for that first kill. Good stuff.
Oh, seems like a half-decent start for Newbee, 4 minutes in, and they did hold a 1k advantage until that return kill. But the net worth is looking pretty well balanced. Sven and Sniper are neck and neck. The mid lane's probably not the best,
Kaiser.
and Shackles, well, I had to say it. Everything's balanced until Kaiser gets Shackle rotated on by Faith, locked in and killed off by the Ether Shock of the Shadow Shaman. And 33 thought that was an opening to actually move into the lane. Mugi's got phase boots already. He doesn't have Infest, so he's not going to dive underneath the tower.
If he had an Orb of Venom there, he might have actually killed the Enigma. But
oh, Faith. He's on 9 HP to the Sand King. Kaka will rotate over. It's a double damage rune. And now Millen, he actually dusts on Kaka. He doesn't have a Burrow Strike for another 5 mana. SC's moving over, doesn't have level 6, so there is no assassination. But while all this is going on, Mugi is now creep skipping on the bottom lane. Getting him behind the Enigma.
He needs to be a little bit careful with this. That's very...
Well, the Obs is timing out in 10 seconds, but he sees Millen. Millen's got his Burrow Strike. He'll use it very early on. Now he's got no way out. Just open wounds, phase boot movement speed, off cooldown in 1 second time, but it won't matter when Mugi gets the solo kill on the rotating SK. That seemed a little too easy.
Yeah, he kind of just got a gift right there from the Sand King. But obviously Sand King didn't know that there was a ward there, else he wouldn't have moved that way around. Mugi is getting so much in this game.
Look at the ward that just got planted down. This is, like, I can understand putting a ward behind the tier 2 tower on bottom, But Kaka just went into the Dire base to planet Ob's ward.
Yep, he wants to snipe the courier. He's gonna see it now, flying down toward mid. He will be too late for this one. But it's a good courier sniping ward for later. And just overall, pretty good to see some movements as well. We'll see if heroes are moving out toward mid or bottom.
I was expecting him to put it somewhere closer towards the stack. Look for the Sven's Ancients. Like, they've got an Observe Ward watching for that already, and there is a triple stack on one, and now there's a triple stack on the other. So there's some good farm to be taken. So with Sniper's range, he can take it himself.
Mid lane.
Kaka is stalking that thing was so hard.
Mid lane, Kaiser.
Is he close enough? Faith, Shackles. The Shrapnel's going to slow him down enough that Faith can reach him for the Shackles. The Curse, J4. Well, he can't stop Shadow Shaman from doing the damage already. Kaiser turns around, at least able to Spirit Siphon out a little bit more, but J4 will lose his life. Faith is low. In fact, does he die from this?
Yes, he's dead.
Tick, 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 boom. Oh, pop.
I think Silencer was dead, so he didn't get int. He was dead just when...
He's got +2 at the moment.
Yeah, he has 2 kills.
Yeah.
You know, Swift Ending getting a lot of farm here in the top area is Sven, and is of course gonna have a pretty strong game here if he just gets to continue farming. As we mentioned, the Lifestealer matchup is pretty good. So the Sniper matchup is pretty annoying though. That's one of the heroes that Sven can struggle to play around, so we're gonna see how that goes down later on. But so far, the main lane that HR is struggling in is that mid. The Death Prophet has been punished very, very hard by these rotations from Newbee supports. Kaka's gonna get eyes on J4. There will be a connection over from Shaman. He could tango. Oh, he doesn't have a tango. If he could tango through there, that might have been a kill. But HR is gonna be just fine. Or J4 rather.
Back behind that tier 1 tower into relative safety. Are they trying something on bottom lane? They've left their own Dire Observer and Sentry on the hillside. So HR have the vision advantage down here and they know it. Why have I got a Tidehunter announcer pack?
That's a good question.
I just heard that. I'm just like, a Radiant using echolocation? Oh,
mid. They saw SC in the invis. They had a sentry down for the bounty hunter. Okay, he's gonna break it himself now. Anyway, Milan moving up. That's not gonna do anything. But they're gonna try to put some pressure on the tower here. Probably just gonna use the exorcism. But this shrapnel is level 4. Will clear out the entirety of the creep wave here, more or less. One creep surviving.
Maybe.
Kaiser.
Wow, he's taking so much damage from the tower. He may just need that exorcism to come back in again so he can regenerate properly. But he's had to back off the tower, now using it to farm up Ancients. There is an Observe Ward up on the high ground, so they know they won't be attacked there. But TP over, Swift Ending, there goes your dust. They found Kaka, and this is one very, very dead bounty hunter. But God's Strength committed to kill off a bounty hunter. Exorcism committed, and he had to back off the tower. Meanwhile, KP's already taken the tier 1 tower on top.
Well, I guess he feels like he can't farm the stack.
He doesn't have the lifesteal. He doesn't have the Echo Saber yet.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, maybe he can't do it then.
Now he's got the lifesteal at least purchased.
His ulti ending now.
Yeah. So
there was a shrine for him to use as well.
You'll have to wait. Lifesteal has actually stolen one of the creeps just to move over and have a look. They lost their Observer Ward there, but up on top lane. If you got mass Face just short of level 6, they don't have the mass Serpent Wards. Why is a Puck actually doing better pushing on the off lane than an Enigma is? Obviously, you've still got Mugi Lifesteal causing those type of problems, but this is what I was really worried about. Newbee can move in, they've hit this nice timing, and the Sven just cannot take the farm. Because if he attempts it, goodbye Courier, Kaka actually gets the hit. It had Obs Wards, it had dust, it had, smoke, it had sticks, it had a bunch of things. So even if Kaka dies right now, he's still going to say this was worth it.
Yeah, paid 2 int. No! Way too many kills. Way too many kills in this early game.
We lost.
Alright, Sven's going to farm the stack.
Have no Observe Ward watching it, so good farm, good experience as well. So both SK as well as Silencer get closer towards that level 6. And that Radiant Observer Ward, it does see the fact that Sven burned his God Strength for a moment. I'm surprised Newbee let that go with, like, just because the bounty hunter went down. Especially you can't really contest it unless SE walks in, throws down 3 shrapnels, and then it's just delaying it, not contesting it. 33 would love to have a crack at bottom.
And
just
Newbee
takes the catapult instead.
Oh, top lane. This is big if they get this.
Oh, they found the silencer. He's a lot better. KP sitting there. Dream Call to start with. Silencer. He's got global. Doesn't want to have to commit it. Jump up. One rift would do enough work, but they're waiting it. Here goes your TP out, and nope.
I couldn't kill him. I thought they were going to reinforce with one hero with a TP up there and try to kill the Sven, but instead they got no kills.
The level 2 rift would have been enough.
Bottom lane glyph
Oh,
used.
open wounds again. Millen, he has to go inside the sandstorm and hide. The Moogie infest burst damage, just not enough. 20 HP he'll drop down to. He'll still take the town. Mass Serpent Wards are down for Faith with a quick ether shock. The damage might be too much for Moogie to handle. And this now means Mass Serpent Wards get farmed up.
Nice play from Milan there to bait as long as possible. He let Lifestealer think he could kill him, and then he sandstorms late, and the entire duration of Rage has been used. If he sandstorms early there to keep himself alive, the Lifestealer will back off and they don't get that kill. And that's a big kill.
I wonder if they really calculated the 22 HP on him though.
Maybe not.
Radiant able to bring down that mid tower. The catapult did most of the work, and Sven, oh, he gets headshotted. Silence and assassination. Global silence is committed from J4 to stop that assassination so they can come in from behind, catching out SC and HellRaisers. 2 cores in the space of 1 minute. Seems like a good day at the office to me.
They're still losing their towers though. They are paying in map control, but that also means that this 4k gold lead is claimable gold for HR. If they manage to start getting some towers themselves, it's pretty much a dead even game more or less on money. And the experience also down to 0, so they're definitely still in reach. Mid lane, Milan's super dead.
Is the commitment for this career kill really worth continuously putting vision away from the Dire Ancients?
Yeah.
Like instead of just putting the ward around here.
He could put one ward there as well in addition. But I think being able to try to courier sniping is so high value for Bounty Hunter. It's crazy how much it gives you. You get a lot of experience and of course the team gold as well every time. If he manages to do that just 2 or 3 times sniping the courier, that gives Bounty a really good game. I like it personally. I think this is very individual what people do. We don't see it too often. But you're right, everything comes at a price. Now they don't have a ward there, but
it's the fact they've done it twice as well. Like that's the commitment. Randomizers are going to start running in. Swift ending. Finally taking care of this last ancient stack. The Radiant do scan, and it's easy to work out exactly what's going on. Except that scan was pretty broad. Like that even clipped Kaiser as he ran down the mid lane. Yep. But you got Hand of Midas now completed over on Enigma. The Parker's building in for Hand of Midas as well. He is going to go for a combination with the Lifestealer, so we get our first real infest bomb in combination with Faith's wards. So we can Ether Shock and just push this lane up a little bit more. But it's the Observer ward that scouted Millen going into the trees, and there goes the courier.
Was the ward worth it?
Yes. Yes,
it was.
Oh,
Milan.
They found him. They knew he was there. They knew he was there. The Obs ward saw it.
Gonna have a tower trade here, probably. Wonder if they're going to commit the Shaman wards for this top tower if they feel like they need it.
Had to cut themselves out of the trees.
Yeah.
They should have enough. Tier 1 for Tier 1. Unless you want to see HR come back to try and defend. All 3 players on bottom lane do actually have TP scrolls. In fact, 4 players have TP scrolls.
Oh,
and
Kaka.
then Kaka breaks the smoke. Sentry ward's down. He runs straight through him. There's a quick curse, but they don't have... Wait, stay out of range of the green circle. And he finds 33 in the trees. Support's coming in. The sniper's arrived. He's still out of range of the sentry ward. And a quick track. Bounce the shuriken over to the Enigma. And force HR to retreat.
They could try to turn here if they have a sentry themselves. They do not.
Only the one they planted. They just bought a whole bunch of new... There's 2 new sentries. But, funnily enough, they didn't have a courier to bring it out. Value! As Kaka continues to track them up as well.
It's an interesting game because it feels like in comparison to other games we've seen, it doesn't... Like, this 7k lead doesn't feel as ridiculous for HR as it did in other games that we've watched. Yeah. You still have that feeling that they can take a good fight later on.
But that's also because we haven't really felt the presence of SC yet. You feel the presence of SC in one of these fights, and all of a sudden you're gonna be realizing just the situation you're in.
Of course, there's a lot of team gold, right? There's been 2 courier kills, there've been 4 tower kills for Newbee, and as a result, their entire team is faring very well here.
Kaiser out too far. They just jump in. Another infest bomb kills him before any reaction can come. Even KP committing the dream call for the fight.
They're going to take this tier 2 tower as well. Newbee are playing, once again, very, very well, and HR's lineup needs time to be ready. That's maybe the problem that they have with this Sven Enigma draft, is that both these heroes need to farm a lot before they really come online. And Newbee are taking full advantage with their faster-paced lineup with these Sniper and Lifestealer cores that just get like 1 item and then they're ready to go.
Well, tier 2 tower is lost. Only 1 remaining out of tower now for HR, and Global Silence being used to defend himself. The physical damage from Sniper was almost up until Swift Ending jumps in, gets a Storm Bolt. He'll get the kill on his way out. The orb from Park jump up. They have to keep this Sven away from the Sniper. He's their critical boy, and he just can't keep up. Swift Ending for his God Strength. He just cannot have the movement speed advantage. Shaman may have died in the meantime, but he was distracting the rest of them. Enigma, 1 more attack from KP will do the job. More track gold coming their way. Mugi to come back into the fight. Kaka on the run. Dust to reveal him, allowing Kaiser to pick himself up a double kill. And everyone else has already left. SC TP'd himself home. And not a bad fight for Newbee to get out of, but track gold continues in a 2v2 exchange.
They're getting the track gold, and that was a really key track on the Sven. That's what kept Sniper alive. If Sniper didn't have that track move speed, Sven would have run him down eventually and got that last hit off. But 2 for 2, track kills, like you said, going Newbee's way, so they will get a bit more gold, but the experience will dip down a bit with HR getting those 2 kills. Actually surprising. Well, it's kind of even-leveled heroes that died, I suppose, so just only a slight dip here. They're heading down toward the Shaman. Faith is... He's pretty dead, I think.
He's going for Aghanim Scepter. It would take a miracle to survive this. Epicenter from SK also being committed. The message has been sent. HellRaisers send their regards.
This is going to be the Blink Dagger of Enigma. On the way very soon. Yeah. 40 gold to go.
A little bit. He's got a creep wave to farm up that will get him there.
And that is still the #1 thing to remember in this game. When he gets that BKB, you can overcome pretty ridiculous leads by having a Blink BKB Enigma that's uncountered. That is a really big problem for the Radiant lineups.
You know, in a way I understand like how the BKB means you can't stop the black hole. But unless he catches the Sniper, I believe he's still going to die, because he doesn't have enough life to survive the damage the Snipers can be pumping out.
If he gets Warcry, he's going to live. For sure, in BKB. Enigma is a fairly tanky hero with a BKB. It's like, well, what's that going to be, 1400 health plus Warcry? He won't die.
Is it worth then getting something more like an MKB onto SC? You'll play the RNG game a little bit.
I don't think he should think too much about the black hole for his itemization. I think he needs to just focus on how can I kill the heroes that I'm in range of. So Mjolnir build-up would be good. The Pike that he's buying currently is a very good choice. Nice Roche attempt here by Newbee, by the way, which will be successful.
Yay!
Yep, we're right about that one.
Points. For us and all the viewers who trusted us. And I'm right for the number of ancient camps stacked.
No. Are you?
Actually, no, I'm not.
You're further from being right than I am.
Wow, we actually need more stacks. Like,
it's a lot of 16 to 20 is a lot of stacks.
I need another 10 ancient camps to be stacked for this to work. I was wrong.
So they gave the Aegis to the Lifestealer, and he's currently infested in Bounty Hunter, looking to get a quick snipe here in the top area. They will not be able to kill the Sven, I think. And Enigma is actually on backup, kind of baiting them to try and go. Can turn around with that black hole. Global Sounds is also available. And Newbee, reading the map very well, will not go for it. Just don't see enough heroes on the map to feel confident with trying to snipe a hero there.
Nice item for Kaiser is the fact that he's able to pick up the Yule Scepter. So now he's got something that allows him to survive just that little bit longer in the fights. Does Nation Stack count if they clean it just before the end? It does not. You kill it like 1 second before it disappears, and you just wonder like how the coding works.
I'm pretty sure the stacking checks if the camp spawns when there's creeps on the way back.
So you just like keep one baby dragon alive at the very end as it walks back, and that's counting as a stack.
Should, I think. Anyway, let's see. So HR is smoked out as 4. They're not really going to find anything, but at the very least they will get a ward or 2 out to get a bit more map control and feel comfortable in their own woods. Which will keep Swift ending farming. I wonder when HR feel like it's go time. If they're like, we're okay with falling a bit further behind every minute as long as we can get the BKB of Sven and Enigma. It's just gonna take a long time. The Enigma one is pretty far away.
The Sven one's a little bit closer, but the deep push
is so good.
You want to bring down these towers. That's where your easiest goal is, to bring you closer to these items. But it's taking too much. And now you've got Disable to start with. Bounty Hunter just found himself a Yule Scepter. Or found, as in purchased, a Yule Scepter. Wasn't just laying on the ground. Left over from Swindle's TI career.
Oh, I wonder.
Oh, Kaka.
Oh,
they saw him.
Wait.
Did they see the ward? Yeah, they dusted up. They may not have seen him plant the ward, however.
That's pretty obvious, let's be honest.
Hit some curse. Global silence. Got the Yule Scepter to break free. He's another 3 seconds before he goes Invis. Throws a Shuriken toss. Creates space, but not enough. Meanwhile, Shaman dying on the bottom lane. KP's going to go in, and SC inside the tree line can battle up. They're moving their attention towards the Sven. The war cry is worn off. He might have the damage output, but he's currently just trying to run himself to safety. Kaiser so low, being assassinated down. He's got enough health regeneration thanks to the magic wand, but it won't be enough to save the Sven.
And that's a 2 for 2, but it's 2 supports for 2 cores for Newbee, so they're getting the way superior trade there.
It was also Enigma Black Hole. They burnt the ultimate.
This sniper pick has been so good so far. The shrapnel is ruining Sven's life until he gets this BKB. He's playing from that distance.
When he picked up the Mjolnir, he just puts the lightning shield on top of Mookie, and then you got the frontliner as well to cause a problem.
Kaiser, that is...
He's dead.
He went it way too far. That was just a... He wasn't expecting Newbee to still be there, I guess. Then he would have never gone there. Blink stun.
Yeah.
The lifesteal. He has the Aegis, though.
He's also got Infest, so he's got multiple ways to get out of jail free.
That's fine.
And Rage is just so good to dispel everything. Look at him, just like taunting on the TP out.
I feel like Kaiser should be going for a Ghost Scepter in this game. Maybe even should have bought it before, instead of this medallion that he got. The Solar Crest build is not necessarily bad, but it's taking too long and it's very expensive, and I think he's still just gonna die.
Wait, did they see them again?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, that was a ping that came out from Sven very shortly after. So both of these obs will be dewarded.
Oh, they're actually not sentrying it. Silencer has one on him.
Oh no, they sentryed further down.
He thought it was outside the base. That's such
awkward.
They're pinging it now.
Awkward.
It's like, it must be here.
Awkward. Yeah, but they don't have a sentry.
They're coming out.
Oh, yeah, one bought by the silencer.
He's gonna put one.
Value for money.
Yeah, he will see it if he walks in and checks. The courier's gonna find it.
Courier.
This is really important. Like, it's taking a long time for Silencer, but this is time well spent. That ward could have caused serious troubles later.
100 gold to buy a sentry, 100 gold for killing an observer.
Yep.
That's what I call a worthwhile trade.
Here comes Sven's BKB.
Yeah.
So this is starting. I don't want to call this the last chance for HR to take a good fight, but they're starting to fall really, really far behind, and they're gonna need a great fight at this point.
Yep. But how do they catch Sniper? Like, I'm still thinking in my mind, how do you stop the Sniper from just standing there and punching them or shooting them with ducks?
That's why the pick is so good. I don't know if they can. I think the approach to the fight here should be you have to try to kill the front line with what you have and kill it fast, and then Sniper is your secondary problem in the end.
Well, just Warcry movement speed run through, but then you've got Track, which lets him have the movement speed advantage to run away from the Warcry targets.
Your goal is to just kill like 2 or 3 heroes in the start, and then hopefully Sniper has to run no matter what, and that's your fight. Realistically, you're not catching Sniper right now unless you get a smoke wraparound on him, or both Sand King and Sven blink stun together. Which is not an easy thing to do. SC's positioning has been very good so far in this game. He's pushing so fast.
Yeah. With a full Mjolnir up. And the Hurricane Pike. And
look at his item build as well, what that says about his feeling on the game.
Daedalus. He knows they can't touch him.
Full glass cannon. Like, he has the Pike, that's his only defensive item. Like, you know, just in case.
The Hurricane Pike's perfect. Sven closes the distance. If he doesn't have his BKB up, you just push them back opposite directions. And all that distance that you've worked so hard to close just gets negated.
Absolutely.
And KP is still the other big one. Like, KP could just Dream Coil. So you can Hurricane Pike them back. You're still going to get stunned up. You have to take the damage. And things like Global Silence don't stop the power of the teamfight of Newbee. Their damage output is still going to come.
Yep.
And like Diffuser Blade over on Mugi, he's not going to care much either. Armor Toggle his way to victory. Karka never gets fully controlled. He's like, it takes forever to get killed just because of the Yule Scepter and the Invis. Like the negative, like the detection that HellRaisers have to expend to get in. And now just to make things even more fun for Faith, he just picked up an Aghanim Scepter for the Shadow Shaman.
Gives them another 225 range and the split shot. Very powerful Aghanim Scepter.
So, more range. Yule Scepter Karka. Yeah, he's trying to be a bit of a dick. Actually, he got Yulesed up as well by Kaiser.
Detection.
Yeah,
uh-oh.
They don't see anything.
Oh, they actually got out of that. That could have been a complete disaster for HellRaisers there. That could have almost cost them the game if they got caught out there. Both the Silencer and the DP without buybacks in the middle of nowhere. No bueno. But it didn't happen. So
It was still funny though. Like I'm like, it'll be a really good time for Bounty Hunter now to Yule Scepter and buy time for the rest of Newbee to move over. And it was the Crobulus, it was Death Prophet that provided the Yule Scepter, the second Yules.
I just needed a dust there. I think it might have actually helped them. If they had a dust and they were pursuing that kill, the counterplay would have been very strong out of Newbee.
Problem is, I don't think it would have been enough though. Like he still stole the haste rate. He still had the high movement speed.
Yeah, that's true. Then it's
so
probably getting away anyway.
Yeah. And now he's building himself closer towards the mech into Greaves. And once Greaves is up, more and more ways to dispel more and more things. And a Yule Scepter is now up for Esk. How many Yules have we got in this game? We've got, okay, 4 per team. 2 per team. And then 4 Blink Daggers total as well. Mugi's rapidly approaching his Desolator. So now they've got faster ways to burn through the buildings. Sniper's already got his Crystallis. So we're adding crit to the mix. And that BKB was still waiting for 33 to finish his.
Yeah, that's the... I think if HellRaisers don't try to make a move with that BKB, then they're gonna lose the game on that factor to worry. I mean, there's been other problems, let's be honest. They're 17,000 gold behind, but that's like their last hurrah. And if they don't try to use it, they will just continuously get out farmed. Like, look at the graphs. This is a constant development. It's almost linear farm gain for the Radiants.
Yeah. We're basically, like, we're discussing the options of, like, how do you play comeback? And critical items required are BKB. Like, that's pretty much it. They just lost their SK up on top.
Yeah, they're gonna have to wait, and this means the smoke effectively is wasted. Roche is about to spawn very soon. Bounty Hunter comes in.
Walked in, and again, as a lineup with no detection against a Bounty Hunter. And you've managed to track up the big target. You tracked up the Enigma, Death Prophet as well. She'll have to Yule Scepter that off in a bit.
That's a Roche for the Radiant if it spawns now, which it does.
It does. It's almost max spawn time, but they knew it was coming sometime soon. I think that was the other reason why HellRaisers were smoking to come out. They were trying to contest Newbee from doing it. But because
Dead Sand King.
It just it spawned so late that Newbee were actually looking for a fight, not Roshan at the time. So who do they give Aegis to and who do they give Cheese?
Lifestealer.
Lifestealer gets Aegis, SCC will get the Cheese.
I think they should pass that Cheese on to the puck, maybe. But maybe it's a second defensive measure here, just in case.
And KP's going to be so happy now. Aghanim set before what they will probably consider to be the last fight. If they win this fight, Newbee, they'll be taking racked. Mugi jumping in, gets the open wounds on the Sven, doesn't want to trigger his BKB. Exorcism is out, and the BKB from the Sven is out, but the damage is still way too much. Mugi, one more pulse swipe will get him. Now Enigma, where's your target? Faith is the man that's going to go down, but KP, no, Enigma's TPing out. His BKB was committed, but he won't be able to escape. Death Prophet hits the ground again. Diffuser Blade charge brought her down from the heavens. No buyback, no exorcism, and KP's found another friend. A silence onto the SK. Yule Scepter's off the track. And the Observer wards are planted once more inside the base. Mugi, open wounds going for the Enigma. Knows there's no BKB. Wants him to use the black hole, but it won't happen. Mugi has a triple kill. Enigma does have buyback available, but 46 seconds until BKB is back off cooldown. Oh, they used him!
Fuels.
And he has to sell fuels now to Burrow strike away.
He's tracked.
Oh, the assassination.
He's gonna live.
Close. He had 10 stick charges as well available. Can't keep the conversions up. Tier 3 tower will fall. Mugi, fortification is stopping him from finishing off the racks. I think SC is trying to find a reason to use the cheese. He's completely out of mana.
Infest from Mugi, getting some good health back, and they're gonna try going in again.
SC's got a little bit of extra mana now because of the arcane boost from Shaman. Fire Strike, Mugi already raged up. Charges towards the melee racks. Aghanim Scepter ulti from the pluck, holding Sven in position. And again, Swift Ending has no influence on this fight whatsoever. The BKB is wasted from the Enigma. He never found his black hole target. It would have been a life steal with an Aegis Immortal. Not worth it, but the rest of Newbee very, very low. It's actually Kaiser who can pick up the double kill, but SC, there's your black hole. It got Mugi life stealer. The SK stopping SC from beating into him, but now Mugi turns himself around. The Hurricane Pike creates space. Millen, he needs to finish up the sniper, but the Yorceps create way too much space. HellRaisers are all dead, and that may actually just be the game. GG is the call. 32 minutes it will take, and Newbee have beaten out HellRaisers.
Very nice game for Newbee. I think that sniper pick was a stroke of genius from Faith in this game. So a really clever choice. Like I said earlier in the game, I really liked HellRaisers' draft. I think it had the biggest weakness was the build-up time and the greed, and the bounty hunter and sniper together just punished that so hard. And HellRaisers, they looked a bit lost toward the end of that. Like, the Sven is getting caught out twice without getting his spells off, and the black holes that never were committed during the fighting that they had. They couldn't come together. Newbee just were one step ahead on every move. And
they were looking for the fight that would actually get them back into the game, not just the fight to keep them in the game. And they never got it. So, HellRaisers, 2